Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome to this Talking Cafe Live, Monday, the 29th of June, when I'm going to be chatting to you a bit about activities that are going on across Somerset and things that you can get to do with the family. We know that lots has been cancelled, but let's see what we can find out that is going on. We're a bit ahead of the 11 o'clock start date, so I'm going to just have a moment's break and then I will reintroduce myself come 11 o'clock. We're a bit ahead of the 11 o'clock start date, so I'm going to just have a moment's break and then I will reintroduce myself come 11 o'clock. Hello, good morning and welcome to Talking Cafe Live on this Monday the 29th of June. My name is Jane Lillis and I'm the village agent covering Dulverton and Exmoor over in West Somerset, and today we're going to have a little talk about family activities and activities that can fill the gap for all those things that have been cancelled due to the COVID crisis. Morning, Christine. Thank you for being here. I'll wait and reintroduce myself when we see a few more people. If there's anyone else out there, please just let me know in the comments so that I know that you're here. And if you have any questions for me, then please pop them in the comments. I will reiterate, please do not put personal information in the comments. If you do have a question for a village agent, then please either message that to the Talking Cafe message site or call our helpline number on 01823 331 222. Thank you. Christine, are you the only one with me or is there anyone else there? Hi, Tamina. Good morning. Good to see you here. For anybody who's joining us, another brief introduction. My name is Jane Lillis. I'm village agent covering Dulverton and Exmoor in West Somerset. And today we're going to focus on family activities and the activities that you can still indulge in during the COVID crisis, because obviously we've all been affected by the cancellation of all sorts of the things that we would normally be getting up to in our spare time at the moment, the weekend activities and holiday activities that we generally would be attending, things like our local fetes and fairs, Glastonbury cancelled, sporting events cancelled, and still a good deal of limitations on the activities that can take place. I've done a little bit of research, and the village agents have been putting together some lists as well, and Community Council for Somerset CCS will be researching and finding out activities that are going on in each of the localities, so that we have at least some information available on what's available for people in these limited times. We all know there's a lot of online stuff, and unfortunately even today I'm going to be talking about online stuff, but we also want to encourage people, families especially, to be getting out and doing things outside with the little ones. It's safer out there, and healthier too for all of us. Good morning, Shanti from Triscombe. Beautiful Triscombe on the Quantock Hills. Hi, Christy. Good morning. Good to see you're here. Thank you. Is there anyone else there who wants to just say hello this morning? For those of you who've come in a little bit late, Shanti, I'm not sure if you know me. My name's Jane Lillis. I'm village agent over in West Somerset, and we're talking today about family activities. Also, if anybody is aware of any specific activities going on, then please pop those in the comments too, to let everybody else know. So I'm going to start with some things that are sort of available nationally, but also can be targeted locally. We've got things like our wonderful Forestry Commission, who have a website with activities on 10 ways to keep the kids amused during COVID-19. There's some lovely ideas there. They have some activity sheets. You can go to a link to watch Goshawks online, and you can also see virtual reality forests there. So there are lots of things on the forestryengland.uk website. Excuse me. I hope my voice isn't going to go. We've also got Change for Life, the website Change for Life, part of the nhs.uk activities there. Lots of activities for kids on that website. If any of you are real outdoor people, the Ramblers Association have some wonderful information there on walks available in all areas. And there's also a fabulous app that you can download called Pathwatch, which will help you find your way about if you're out rambling. One thing that I've found really interesting, and I think is a great thing for families to share, is virtual reality museum tours. Now, I know this is an indoor activity, but it can be combined with lots of interesting history and geography questions, lots to see. And what has been one of the great things from COVID is that a number of really prestigious museums have opened up their doors and produced virtual tours, which are really well worth going into. Lots of links for these. I suggest just Googling virtual reality museum tours and seeing what you can find. I know that, for example, the Guggenheim Museum has one. I believe the British Museum does as well, possibly the Natural History Museum, which would be a really good one. I think locally we have things like the Summer Reading Challenge from Somerset libraries. Unfortunately, of course, our libraries are still closed, and they have set up a Summer Reading Challenge. Again, I think Google Somerset Libraries Summer Reading Challenge and you'll get some information on that. I think that Hannah was going to be with us, Hannah Burbage was going to be with us, and she may be putting up some links for us at some point. Otherwise, links to all of these can be obtained through us. Please just message the Talking Cafe page, and we can make sure that we can set you up with the links to some of these things if you're lost for them. Please say hello if you've joined us. It would be good to know you're there. And any questions, please don't be afraid to pop them in the comments. We will definitely help where we can. And if it is something that requires you to put personal details, please do not put these in the comments on Facebook, but message the Talking Cafe page. Thank you. So moving on, activities, active activities. We've got the Somerset SASP challenges, which are online. That's the Somerset Sports and Activities group. And they have a number of challenges going on there for those of us who like to rise to a challenge and set something up. Always a good idea, something you can do as a family. We've heard of so many fundraising challenges that have gone on through the COVID-19, but it doesn't have to stop. You can set your family all sorts of challenges, as simple as how many times round the garden can you walk with an egg on a spoon, how many petals on a daisy can you count. There's all sorts of challenges you can set, and there's lots of ideas online for these as well. For arts and crafts, for getting children creative, a couple of wonderful websites with great ideas. The Imagination Tree, I'm not sure if anybody is aware of that one, and Red Ted Art, also another website with very good ideas for creative, crafty things for children, some of which I'm sure can be translated into a garden setting. From my own point of view, it's also, I think, a great thing. Take the kids out for a walk, collect some leaves, some petals, look at the trees, and come back and maybe make art pictures with the leaves and petals that you found, representing the trees. Look out as well. Maybe if you haven't got a set of binoculars, if you can borrow a set of binoculars, maybe go out and have a look, and use the binoculars to look at the birds, to look at things in more detail. Take a magnifying glass if you have one. Look at the bugs. Count how many legs are on the bugs. How many legs does each child see in a walk out? Now there's a challenge. Lots of other ideas. Taking my West Somerset area, Dulverton and Exmoor, you'd have to be quick to catch this one. But over in East and West Anstey, they have put together a fabulous scarecrow competition. And I believe that there are quite a number of scarecrows up and about. If you go to the Anstey Facebook page, that's the Anstey group, you can find a map of where all the scarecrows are. You could combine that if you have a car, to take your car out, drive over to Exmoor and to Anstey and go and spot the scarecrows. Also an idea perhaps for other villages to do. If you are part of a community group in your village, how about putting together a scarecrow competition? I also found out yesterday that the village of Shepton Beecham, just outside Ilminster, did a fantastic, absolutely fantastic teddy bear display pretty much every day during the COVID lockdown, and they represented all sorts of things: DIY, crafting, sunbathing, being on holiday, being pirates, a playground. And again, this is something that, if you're fortunate enough to have a garden and you've got some teddies, why not set up a little teddy display in your garden, and not just have a teddy bear's picnic, but get them doing something a little bit more fun or different. Tea parties are fun too. For the olders, there are fitness groups, Pilates groups, and a body blitz workout available through Jackie Kelly's fitness classes on Zoom. Again, if anybody wants information on those, please let me know. But they're delivered by Zoom, and I suspect that that might be the case with a number of fitness classes. I mean, we all know about Joe's. Yeah, there may be a number of other local providers who are doing exactly the same thing. So please say hi if you've joined us. Just to reintroduce myself for anybody who has, I'm Jane Lillis, Village Agent, West Somerset. And we're chatting today about activities and family activities that are going on across the area or that are available for families in these times when unfortunately there's very little on. We've lost obviously all our local fetes and fairs, local, even the big events like Glastonbury sporting events are cancelled. So we're looking to fill the gaps with activities, particularly now that lockdown is being eased a bit and people are going out. Let's find people different things to do than simply going and crowding onto a beach, basically. If we can find activities for them, we can perhaps relieve some of the pressure on some of those poor beaches. One of the things that has been going on in South Somerset is the Razzmatazz Theatre School. Our village agent over there has put together some information. You can find links to that at razzmatazz.co.uk. Covers the ages 2 to 18. I'm not exactly sure what it involves, but if you've got children who are into drama, it may well be worth having a look at that. I see that there is a Colour World Summer of filmmaking for children as well. Now that I think is a national thing, and it's available online via Zoom and by Facebook. And I think you would need to Google Colour World Summer of Film to find more information on that. But it would really certainly sounds very, very interesting for those who are interested in getting together with getting into filmmaking for children. The Octagon Theatre apparently is running a quiz and also has an online children's theatre group. Great for, again, getting those children who are into acting and drama involved. Just Google the Octagon Theatre and hop onto their website and look at Octagon Academy Online Together. I'll say again, if anybody's missing these links, then we can provide them. They will be available. And just email us if it's one you're particularly interested in. Anybody else got any questions out there? Anyone who knows about any other activities, I'd be grateful to hear about them. We've got BBC Bite Size for online stuff. I think perhaps that's a very popular one. And apparently also National Trust are going to be opening up their gardens and I believe some properties as well, but it will be for pre-booked visits. Lots of information on the National Trust website, but if you can get out to a National Trust garden or another garden that is opening up, those locations will be delighted for people to be visiting. They've been locked down for such a long time. We should be supporting local places. National English Heritage as well are going to be opening some properties. Again, pre-booked visits, information from the English Heritage website. We've got activities in the Mendip area. I understand that there is a group that does walks with buggies around the Frome area. I've not been given a website for this. I'm not sure whether or not you would find the information by Googling walks with buggies, Frome, but apparently there are walk descriptions, maps and tips available. The Hope Nature Centre at Trowbridge, Southwick Country Park. The animal park is now open, but not the cafe or play equipment. Just a mention on play equipment, I had an inquiry myself about a play area in my patch this week. I spoke with the parish council and they still seem to be a little unsure as to whether or not play areas are going to open, and it may be down to individual parish councils who are generally responsible for play areas. So it might be worth a word with your local parish council if you're wanting to know if your local playground is opening up. Nunney Castle near Frome. Now that is an English heritage property. Apparently it's free entry moated castle. I don't actually know it, but there's a duck pond in the village at Nunney, and it is a good day out. I would imagine if you're visiting the castle, you may have to pre-book. As I say, I had checked the English Heritage website, and as I understood it, visits to properties will have to be pre-booked. And yes, Prior Park Landscape Gardens at Bath, they are open, but it is book in advance with them, which you may well find is the case for most formal gardens and National Trust, English Heritage and so on properties. Certainly worth a Google, find the information before you travel, and be prepared for what the plans are. Going back to other activities, just thinking just the general things that you could do. I take the kids for a picnic, and that can involve the cooking, preparation of the picnic itself. It can involve a nature walk. It can involve a little bit of a challenge as well, and just make it a fun day out. It does not have to cost a lot of money. If you've got a green space within reasonable distance, then you can actually make quite a fun day out just by a little bit of pre-planning and a little bit of fun. Lots of information on the internet on improving not on improving the weather, unfortunately. You obviously would, if you're going outside, probably need to check the weather forecast. But there's nothing wrong with going out in the rain either if you're prepared. It can be great fun. I know taking my grandson and granddaughter out, there's nothing they like better than going out in their wellies and jumping in puddles. Just be prepared. But we know that's something that they really do enjoy doing. So don't feel that just because it's wet outside you need to stay indoors. So many of us have had to stay indoors through the last 3 months, through lockdown. The getting outside now, it's whatever the weather, is really good. If you're fortunate enough to have a garden or somewhere you can garden, a balcony or a small patio, how about growing things? It is amazing. Children love to see things grow. Sunflower competition, get some sunflower seeds, get them in. You're probably just about okay now, but it's not too late to be growing even things like radishes, rockets, certain lettuces, all sorts of things. Even if you've only got a windowsill, herbs on the windowsill, cress, mustard and cress. We always used to grow that as children. Lots of ideas online there as well. Just have a Google at growing for children, I should think. And you can always take a trip out to your local garden centre. They too were closed for a long time and would be grateful to see you. Cafes obviously attached to garden centres probably still closed, although some may be doing takeaway refreshments. Ice creams might be available, so you can go out, you can have a wander around, maybe get some ideas, get some seeds, a few small pots, and go home and have a bit of fun growing something. Any questions from anybody? We don't seem to have a lot of people with us today. Is there anyone out there who wants to say hello? And any questions from anybody? Please do pop them into the comments section. We seem to be quite quiet on people here today. I don't know where everybody's having a busy Monday morning. And unfortunately, I think the idea of activity on a Monday morning perhaps wasn't everybody's cup of tea. All I can say, lots of information online on virtual activities, on online activities, and I will reiterate again that I think some of the great information there is coming from organisations like the Forestry Commission, like Change for Life, and groups like BBC Bite Size and so on. Lots of information out there. Getting out, yeah, it's going to be a long time yet, I think, before our local activities get back to normal, before we're having boot fairs again, before we're having local fetes again, before sporting events, charity events and so on can start up. So it's up to us to fill that gap with as much activity that is inspirational and inviting for children and families as possible. And there are lots of ideas. So I'm going to close now, and any more information that anybody would like on the activities that I've talked about this morning, I am quite happy to pass that on, and any questions anybody has, please do address them to the Talking Cafe messenger page, or you can always message me, Jane Lillis, Village Agent, West Somerset. Okay, thanks everybody, bye.